Hello, party people. So, this morning I wanted to do a quick response video to, oddly enough, a meme that I found on Twitter this morning. And it brought up it's a comparison between American values and Canadian values, and it brought up some interesting thoughts that I just felt like sharing. Let's see here. So we'll get rid of the vid cover, and this is the meme by itself, of course. And then the highlighted section that I'm looking to talk about is here. But before we do that, we'll go through the whole meme. So on the American values side, we have life, liberty. Let me bring it up. Ooh, that's a bit too close. Let me see if I can get it to back up just a shade. There we go. That should be scrollable now. Yes. Okay, so on the American values side, we have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness from the U.S. Declaration of Independence, 1776. For the Canadian side, we have peace, order, and good government. That's from the British North America Act, actually, to be absolutely precise, from 1867. And of course, the Americans, and I will point out, focus appears twice, society does not. And what seems to have happened is, to fit the format into two simple columns, the categorizations have remained on the left side, not so much on the right side. So, a couple of lovely flags, of course. I actually really like this particular one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there weren't the full 10 provinces and 3 territories at the time. So, yeah. Let's see. What else have we got here? Right. So, the American philosophy is classical liberalism. The focus is individual freedoms, equality, free markets. Society is considered to be made up of free individuals pursuing personal goals. Government is expected to be limited and ensure rights and freedoms. Yes, ensure, because the American system works under the assumption that the rights exist without government, and government's only purpose is to protect those rights. Or government's purpose, I should say, not their only purpose. The economy is to be minimally interfered with, and it is driven by innovation. Change is necessary for progress, but should be guided by reason. Values are secular, pluralist, and global citizenship. Yeah, that's changed. Not necessarily for the bad. Authority is, of course, by consent of the governed. The view of humans is that they are rational and capable of self-governance. This will be the point that we will talk about most. Global outlook, cooperation, free trade. Canadian values, traditional conservatism. Now that would be British, or more specifically, English conservatism. Focuses on tradition, hierarchy, nationalism, and protectionism. My, how things have changed. Society as an organic whole should be rooted in duty. So society is considered to be one group working together, and the duty of that group is to work for the benefit of the group. Not a bad principle right now. It's something the Western kind could actually benefit from getting behind the idea of. Let's see. Government is expected to be strong, preserve order, and traditions. Yeah, not so much right now. Economy should be regulated for stability and national interests. Sounds good in theory, not so much for practice, when those national interests are completely anti-human. Change should be made gradually and should respect traditions and identity. So why did we import over 1 million people already this year? Yeah. Values are religion, cultural heritage, national pride. Authority comes from historical precedent, tradition, or the divine right of kings, because we were still under a monarchy when this thing was written, and a much more active monarchy than we have currently. The view of humans we'll come back to. Global outlook should be sovereignty and skepticism of global institutions. Wouldn't it be nice if they had maintained that particular aspect? But let's come back to what I actually wanted to talk about, which, of course, you can see highlighted here again, and I will blow up here. Let me just zoom out just a touch. So, the view of humans under the American system is that they are rational creatures capable of self-governance. Fair. Under the, and let's be real, it's the English system, they are flawed and need strong institutions. So they need to be guided and told. Okay, I can understand that from the perspective of the British Empire, especially dealing with certain foreign cultures, Africa especially. Yeah, fair enough. The ironic thing is, where the American system seems to have changed on its view of people, that they are rational and capable of self-governance, given the amount of bureaucracy that the Americans have to deal with, I think it's pretty clear this has changed, versus, this has not changed in Canada. People are still viewed as flawed and needing to be told how to live. Now, that kind of brought up a discussion with my friend Kizza, who pointed out that some people do need to be ruled, and I absolutely agree. Some people do need to be ruled. The problem is that in the West, thanks to our prosperity, our numbers exploded. We expanded beyond what we were at the time, centuries ago. And I think in those intervening centuries, the number of people suited to lead, to rule, has increased. Not necessarily more than those who need to be ruled. I mean, that's clear if you look at any social media. There are clearly people who require constant supervision. Not all of them women. Let's not be misogynist. There's retards everywhere. But, excuse me. The thing is, looking at the divisions in Canada specifically, and I think partly in the UK, Ireland, places like that, places that are still ruled under this idea of people needing to be ruled. It seems that there are a lot of people who are better suited to be under that American ideal of self-governance, or at least, should be considered to be rational beings capable of making their own decisions. It seems that those numbers have also increased, certainly not to the level of, if you look at Canadian voting patterns, clearly not to the level where there's parity between those who can rule themselves and those who need to be ruled. I firmly place myself in the I'm capable of ruling myself camp, thank you. Yeah. But the thing that this brought up more than anything else is, okay, there's clearly a disconnect between one side of one portion of the populace and another. That's it. That's really my thought. I didn't have any real conclusion beyond that to reach. I just wanted to share that with you folks. So there you go. And as always, I hope you're doing well. I hope you continue to do well. And as always, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Oh, come on, cursor. There. Hello, party people. So, you've probably just finished watching one of my videos, and I appreciate your time. That said, if you're watching on YouTube, because they've changed the way they evaluate their views, I need to ask a favor. You need to commit some form of engagement in order for me to have it count as a view, because for some reason YouTube no longer thinks watching something counts as a view. They need some form of engagement to prove you actually watched it. So like, comment, follow, share, subscribe. Any of those things would be appreciated. Other than that, if you want to support me, and this would help me with endeavors across all the platforms I do my content creation on, you can look at Ko-Fi, which is right there in the ticker right at the moment, or you can go over to my Redbubble and pick up some merchandise there. The designs that have been flashing on screen for a while are examples of the designs that I have. You can pick these up on a variety of different products, and I'll probably end up leaving them up. Though, from time to time, I will put up something that will be time limited. Some of the designs, the Walrus King especially, for example, I intend to leave up all the time because I just love that, and my Ardent Plays logo is for my other Rumble channel. Other than that, I hope you're doing well. I hope you continue to do well. And as always, rise and rise again Until lands become lands. Bye-bye.